Live from the Spill Studios, located behind a liquor store off the I-35 interchange, it's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
Via Skype.
Via Skype. See, you just ruined the whole effect. They would actually believe we're sitting in the same room together.
I could always cut that out later, too. What? I'll leave the illusion
But
that
you won't.
No, I'll
You'll accidentally leave in the part where I call you back and see what the screenings are, and
No, I'll cut that out and leave the illusion that we're actually spooning while we do this. So what's going on, man? How you doing?
I am doing really well, man. This is my birthday weekend.
I know. How come you didn't invite me to your party?
I did. I could have swore you were invited.
I didn't get an invitation.
Oh, man. Well, it was one of those things where I invited people off Facebook, and then I invited people through Twitter, and then I invited people in person. But since we didn't hang out last week, we did it via Skype.
Yes.
I forgot to go ahead, and it wasn't like we were hanging out. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, come over to my house on Sunday night. We're going to be having a party. So I thought you knew you were invited.
Old Corey got lost in the shuffle. That's all right, man. That's all right. Everybody forgets about me. I'll live.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have liked it anyway. It was, 50 or 60 geeks hanging out. There was a keg. We had wine. I cooked steaks. It really wasn't,
Man, I had the most awesome gift in the world for you, too. I mean, it was...
Herpes.
It keeps on giving, man. I was ready.
It sure does.
I was ready to give it to you in person. No, I had a real nice gift for you. But you know what? When you said when I didn't get an invitation from you, I said, all right, maybe he didn't want me to come there, and I guess we're just not friends. And I took it back because my feelings were hurt.
Oh well, then I'll have to take your gift back too.
Really? Because
it's your birthday this week as well.
Oh, look. Well, I think I can make some calls, man. Probably get that gift back for you. If I go through my peoples.
How come I haven't been invited to your party?
Because I didn't have one, and I'm not having one. I usually don't throw a big party these days. I just I have everything I want, and as far as I'm concerned, I go to so many parties now that I live vicariously through everybody else. Nobody needs to celebrate my birthday. I celebrate everybody else. So there you go.
Well, I like having parties, so fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah, no, I heard you had a good time, man. Leon went over there. He said it was fun.
Yeah, it was great. It was cool because it was one of those parties that happen in waves where every few hours a different wave of people would come in and the whole vibe of the party would change. So it was a good time.
See, it was just shitty though because Leon rubbed that shit in my face. He was like,
"Did he?"
Because he was like, "Well, I'm getting ready to go over to Carlisle's party," and I was like, "Really? What kind of party is he having?" He's like, "It's his birthday party," and I was like, "I didn't get an invitation." He's like, "Oh well. Sorry, man. Guess I won't see you there." I was like, "No, I'm exaggerating. He didn't do that."
Oh, okay. Well, he walked in and he went right to the plate, got himself a steak, had himself a beer,
and turned right back around and left after he ate, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Well, thank you. Happy birthday, Carlisle. See you later.
And then you send me this email going, "Dude, are we recording? What's up?" And I'm like, what? You're not at my fucking party and you want me to record? And then it's like, oh shit, he doesn't know about the party.
Yeah, when I said, hey, are we recording? That was my gentle way of saying, how come the fuck I wasn't invited to your party? Man, you should have seen me too. I was just like, I wasn't even throw a party. But at that point, I was going like, you know what? I'm going to throw a fucking party just so he can't come to it. God damn it.
Oh, man, you weren't supposed see, you definitely should have stopped by, man. You would have come by. I would have given you a hug. We would have had some beers together. I bought 8 pounds of steak and just served steak to everybody.
See,
I had a vegetarian who gave up vegetarianism for the night because the steak smelled so good.
The snakes, what the fuck exotic kind of party were y'all having out there?
It was a crazy party is what it was.
No. You know what? I'm exaggerating. I really was not mad. I was not even upset because I did think like, you know something? We've been talking about birthdays for the longest time. I'm sure that this is some kind of misunderstanding. And therefore it was. All right, let's go ahead and get to the top 5, man.
The top 5, what do you ask, Will?
God damn, hold on. I'm not even ready. I've been sitting up here talking about birthdays and shit so long, I haven't even drawn up the top 5 yet. All right, let's see what we got here. Not an interesting top 5 either, if I'm looking at this correct.
No, it's a boring ass weekend because it was a big dump weekend, as it always is every year. Labor Day weekend is not where they drop their high end films. And as a result, it's a lot like the recent top 5s. It's just kind of there.
All right,
but let's go into number 5.
All right, number 5 is District 9, which at this point, District 9 has broken $100 million, man.
It sure did.
101.
Yep.
And it brought in $7 million this weekend. So that movie is a bona fide success, inarguably.
It is a moneymaker.
Yes, it is. That's straight profit this movie is. And happy to see that because I think you and I agree both that this is probably one of our top favorite movies this summer.
Absolutely. In fact, the thing that I think that needs to be stressed about this is this proves that if you take geniuses and give them a nice mid-range budget and force them to prove themselves, you end up with a real solid moneymaker that you can still also make a smart film. This is one of the best films of the year. It's definitely one of the best films of the summer, and it's made its money, but it's still just 4 weeks later, it finally crossed $100 million.
Yeah. 4 weeks later, it's $101.4 million, man. So, and
had this cost $150 million, people would have been going off about how it's not a success, how it's a failure, what happened. But because it was so cheap and they made it so well, now we have a real hit. This is what I want to see more of.
And those geniuses that you were talking about are Peter Jackson and Neil, Blomkamp? Is that his name? Yeah. So what you're saying is the next movie is going to suck because they're going to get $100 million thrown at them, and they're just going to waste it all on big special effects and a bullshit story.
Not necessarily. If they're smart, they'll look at it and go, hey, we did it like this. Let's do it like this again. And what Peter Jackson and Neil Blomkamp should do is say, look, give us that amount of money again. Don't mess with us like you did on the last one. Just let us do our thing, and we will turn in another hit for you.
All right. Well, I hope that's true, man. I hope they just don't go out and try to make, a 3-hour, $500 million epic because they got all this power to do what they want to do next. But let's go into number 4.
The number 4 movie of the week.
Gamer.
Wow, it cracked into the top 5.
It actually is number 4, man. And I don't know how much that movie cost, but it brought in $9 million. It's not. Yeah. It's considered to be kind of a weak opening for this movie.
Well, and everyone I talked to hated it.
See, I liked it, man, but I didn't even go in. I did. But see, I
You're
went in.
You're the first person I've heard that actually liked it. Everybody else just came out laughing and shaking their head.
And again, it's one of those movies where I went in and I said, you know what, this is dumb. I knew who the movie was from. It was from those guys who did Crank. I went in saying this is not going to be as good as Crank, but if it's crazy, if it's just crazy, I'll be all right. And the movie never bored me. But I don't blame people for coming out and saying the movie's bad because the movie is bad. I mean, it's not a great movie at all. So. It is done by the people who did Crank and Crank 2. And everybody was talking about, well, what are these guys going to do next? And these guys have such a gonzo way of making movies that if they aren't making something that is just crazy throughout the whole film, it does fall short because they try to actually put in a little bit of drama in this. Gerard Butler plays a guy who is trying to get back with his wife and his daughter. And it's like those parts in the middle of all that craziness, it means nothing.
Does he get a moment where he's like, "This is Gamer"?
No. And that's actually something that would have helped this movie. But the movie's like, these guys either going to have to show some restraint, or they're just going to have to go like just insane on the next film. So, hello.
All right, that brings us to number 3.
All right, number 3 is. Okay, now where the fuck did this movie come from? All About Steve.
Where did it come from? Well, they didn't bother to show it to us, but it came from the magical place where they still make Sandra Bullock movies, and Sandra Bullock movies still make money.
Even though they said that this was a disappointment too, the movie opened up at $11.2 million, and they said not a bad opening, but they would have expected this to being a premiere film, a Sandra Bullock movie. They would have expected this movie to open up 1 or 2, but instead it got 3rd place. So even though all right money, it's still considered somewhat a weak opening for it. And I guess this is a Fox movie too, and we're not getting screenings for Fox movies anymore here in Austin right now. And they've also switched the media company are the promotion company that handles Fox movies, so we don't even get notices about anything from Fox. So this movie just came out of left field for us.
Yep, it snuck up on us like a ninja.
Now, who is it? Sandra Bullock and Bradley Cooper.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fuck this movie. I don't want to see this anyway. All right.
Well, now the thing about this movie is going to come back and haunt us for the next 3 or 4 weeks because it's a Sandra Bullock movie. The thing about Sandra Bullock right now is that her movies are being marketed to the 35 up women, and nobody is marketing movies to them. It happens every summer. This is the thing that happened with The Proposal. It happens almost every year. Nobody makes a movie for women who are 35 and up, and then the minute somebody makes one that the women like, that's good or solid, they go and see it over and over again because it's the only thing out there for them. So it's like, oh, hey, I'm going to take my friends to see this. Oh, you haven't seen that? Let's go see it. And so that's probably going to happen here if it connects. It didn't do well this weekend, but this is never a good weekend for movies to begin with.
So you think it's going to be sticking around then, huh?
It's probably going to be in the top 5 for the next few weeks unless something manages to capture the attention of women, which I haven't seen in the lineup, but I may have missed it.
So you just say Sandra Bullock, wherever she goes, you just put down that anchor, and you're going to have to haul her ass off if she's in the top 5. So she's going to be around for a little while.
She's going to be around for a little while.
All right. We'll see about that.
But let's see what kicked Sandra Bullock's ass with number 2.
Now, this is why Sandra Bullock, her movie seemed to have a weak opening, because we've had 2 movies which have been out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they still remain at the top 2. We have at number 2, Inglourious Basterds.
God bless Quentin Tarantino.
Yes, the movie has actually gone on to make $20 million more than its budget. The movie cost $70 million to make. That's at least what's been reported. And the movie has gone on to make $92 million, man. So, yeah, doing pretty well, man. Everybody's loving the return of Quentin.
That's right.
That motherfucker walks in the room and just says, hey, I'm here, and everybody loves that motherfucker.
Yep. And let's see if this can keep going. I want to see this in the top 5 for a little longer. I want Quentin to get his seat back at the table.
Well, I don't ever think it's left. I mean, Quentin Tarantino, at this point, he is a legend. I mean, the motherfucker has his own wax dummy now at a museum somewhere. So I'm like, shit, the moment you get your own wax figure, you made it, man.
When you say museum, do you mean my bedroom? Because that's where the wax figure is.
The fuck? When did you turn to Beavis and Butthead all of a sudden? You know what? I would rather have you here doing that in front of me, making that noise, because at least I can see what you're doing. When you do that and I can't see you, I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. You make me nervous when you do that.
You know what it is? I gotta admit, it's that extract thing they did this week. Did you see that?
What Beavis did, or his take on Extract or something like that?
Beavis and Butthead were talking about Extract and were selling it, and as part of a trailer thing that you could watch online.
Oh, is that what was going around? Because some people put that on my page, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
I haven't watched them in years. Okay, so I guess it was relevant.
Yeah, it was the first new Beavis and Butthead that we've had in years, and it was like it was so weird to see that. Because it's all been reruns for ages, and all of a sudden Mike Judge went and did a short Beavis and Butthead thing, and it was like being 17 again.
And okay, I don't know if Beavis and Butthead could have helped Extract or if they hurt that shit, because that didn't have such a good opening. But we'll talk about that after we talk about number 1.
The number 1 movie of the week.
Final Destination. The movie your favorite movie this year.
Fuck that movie, man.
The one that you I know District 9 is like one of your favorite movies this year, but the Final Destination is the final movie for you this summer. You love it.
I fucking hate that.
Well,
I hate that it's number 1. I hate that people have gone back to see it. I hate that people have lost their money to it. And I hate the few guys I know that have come back going, shut up, dude, it was fun.
I was about to say, well, brother, somebody's loving this movie, because this movie has gone on to make $7 million more than its original budget. The movie cost $40 million. It has amassed $47.4 million, brought in $12.3 this weekend. So
you know what
somebody's going to see that shit. What does that mean?
It means we're going to see another fucking Final Destination movie.
You know what? I haven't seen any Final Destination movie at all, so I'm okay with that. Give me more choice with these, because I'll catch one of them eventually. You know?
If you catch one of them, watch the second one. And if you watch the second one, just watch the first one, then the second one, and then you're done. And those are good. The first one is entertaining. The second one is really fucking good.
That's what I keep hearing. Cyrus told me that. He said if you watch any of those, watch number 2.
Yeah, because the thing is, you have to see number 1 to understand number 2, because number 2 is a direct sequel. But number 3 and 4, they're both entirely self-contained, and they're the same fucking movie, and that's what pisses me off. Right down to the dialogue. There's a whole sequence where in both movies, all somebody has to do to explain that they understand what's going on is, I Googled it off the internet. And they wave around a piece of paper that says, Flight 180 on it, which was the flight from the first movie. And then you're like, oh, okay, all that information's out there from the first 2 movies. And it's like, fuck you for not actually giving me a story of this movie and relying on a cheap gag.
Well, you better get used to it, because there is going to be another one. This movie, or this series of films, in the Saw films, they said that they are essentially the same movies over and over again. What's getting people back in there? Because people always want to see the inventive ways that they kill people in those movies. And that's the only thing that's getting people back in. Can you imagine being
that's what pisses me off about this film. There are no good deaths in this film. Not one. They're so not memorable. They're so cheesy. The CG in them is so bad, and the 3D is the worst. They charge you an extra $4 for shitty 3D. It made me angry.
Yeah, see, that's what I want to see, man. I want to see like another film where they just run out of shit to do, and they say, "Well, it's ridiculous now. What can we do to kill people?" People start dying by ways that you can't believe how they die. One person dies by cotton balls. You know what I mean? Like, how can you kill yourself with cotton balls? Another guy.
You fucking joke, but this movie is that movie. I mean, there's somebody who ends up getting killed because a small stone gets hit by a lawnmower and flies across the street and just shoots into their eye.
That's kind of funny to me, man.
It's like, really? That's all you got left? Oh, hey, look, a car exploded and a tire came and knocked his head off. Whoa. And it's like, really? Fucking really? That's what we've got? These are the deaths? They're really fucking terrible. I mean, they made the part 3 look inventive, and I hated fucking part 3. Part 3 made me angry. These are just they've become really bad movies, and I just hate the shit out of it.
I'm just amazed that I've managed to miss all of these movies. Hey, you know what? Maybe when I see one, they'll start making it. Maybe that's what they're waiting on. Maybe they're saying, well, shit, Corey hasn't seen one of these movies yet. We're going to keep making them until we get his ass in there. So I'll be around for the 5th one. How about that? I'm not going to go to this because I want there to be one.
No, you
more.
won't, because what you'll do is you'll pull that shit where it's like, hey, Carlisle, Cyrus, I remember you guys have seen these movies, right? Why don't you go see it? Because I haven't even seen the first 4. Instead, I'll go see this super awesome movie with topless girls. So you guys go see that, and I'll go see the topless girl movie.
Damn, what movie was that I saw the night that this was showing?
Halloween.
Please, man. Another ridiculous fucking horror movie, man. Come on.
I was talking about a year from now, not what you said.
Oh, yeah, a year from now I will. I'm already planning it out right now. I'm already telling you, hey, I'm not going to be there, man. I got to go to this other movie with this topless chick, whatever that'll be at the time.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm checking my schedule right now.
Booty twabs.
Oh, look at this. I have marked down next September, Topless Girl, the movie. I got to go see that. I'm sorry. But you guys go see this. You're familiar with that, with the history of that film. Now, a movie that opened up this weekend that did not do well at all is Extract. This movie brought in $4 million. Now, I don't know how much this movie cost to make, because the movie is not expensive. I mean, if you look at it, it's nothing expensive about that movie at all. So maybe the movie cost, well, no, I doubt it. That movie did not cost $4 million to make because they had actors to pay. But it's, I don't know what it was about this movie, man. There was a time when Mike Judge was a name that would get people into the theater because, hey, he had Beavis and Butthead. Everyone, I guess, what was up? What's that?
There's never been a time when Mike Judge has been able to get people into theaters.
That's what I was about to ask you, because Office Space is considered a cult movie now.
It's considered a cult classic,
yeah,
and it's not even really considered a cult classic. It's considered a sleeper classic. It's a classic that nobody saw it in the theater. It bombed. They thought Mike Judge's career was over, but it's one of the top-selling DVDs of all time. It's something that people have bought and discovered and gone, oh my God, how have I never seen this movie? This movie's so great. And And then, of course, Idiocracy got Fox didn't understand it. They dumped it in only a handful of theaters. We were lucky that we had a draft house that got it here.
Yeah.
And then people discovered that on DVD as well. He's never had a theatrical hit, and he's never been able to get people into theaters.
No, you were right about that. You were right. I mean, he's had some bad luck with the theaters. I mean, the one movie I thought was actually great, which I don't think would have done that bad, was Idiocracy. I like that better than Office Space myself, actually, because I thought it was pretty smart. I don't know, man. Maybe Fox thought dumb people would see it and see too much of themselves in it and say, "Fuck this." Is he laughing at me?
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it. I understood why Fox dumped it, though. It's a very cult feeling movie. The type of comedy. It's not the type of comedy that plays to large audiences, and it hasn't been on DVD. It's gotten a mixed reception because some people just don't get it. But it is what it is.
Let me ask you something about Idiocracy. Now, you've seen it, and I've seen it. So, there's a midway through the film, everything. Let me give a little background about the movie, for those who haven't seen it. The movie
Which is pretty much everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty much everyone. So why not? So this movie takes place in a future where people have become so dumb that all they do is sit around, masturbate, and watch TV. And meanwhile, the corporations have taken over. So everything is sponsored. I mean, the town that they live in is what, Costco? Costco is a city at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Costco's name is all over this film and a bunch of other brands. Now you have a movie where you have a corporation that has its name all over this film, but it's a film that could be seen by some people who put money into it as insulting their audience. Do you think that had anything at all to do with maybe this movie not getting a big push too?
No, because Costco isn't Walmart. Costco doesn't gear towards a really unintelligent audience. It's not about the mass consumer. Costco is more about bargain hunters. So I wouldn't say that it's really geared that way. And that was, or I wouldn't say that was the problem at all.
Okay, because I was always curious about that. I didn't know if that was the case or not. Because I remember talking to some people about that, and they were like, that's a good question. We don't know, though. So, well, I really hate that about Mike Judge, man, because the guy is very talented. But I have to admit, if you heard our review, this movie wasn't all that good. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we all gave it a rental, and really that's where people are going to discover it again. And some people will really like it. Some people will really be like us and be meh. But yeah, it's definitely a rental. And
the movie might actually be better on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever you're watching it on right now. It might be one of those films where you're sitting at home and you watch it in parts and you're like, say, wow, you know what? That wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So who knows, man. Anyway, do you have anything going on this week that you'd like to talk about?
Going on this week?
Yeah, it's a slow week, man.
Not really. I mean, the only thing right now is I'm actually I'm looking at finally. I'm finally relenting and I'm buying a Wii.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why did I wait so long, or why am I buying a Wii?
Well, I don't know, man. I maybe I see you grumble about so many things. I thought you'd hated the Wii.
No, I don't have a problem with the Wii. I just haven't had time for video games in the last few years because I've been working so much. But my wife just admitted to me that she's always kind of wanted a Wii, and the only reason she didn't get one was because she didn't want to distract me from work. And I've always kind of wanted a Wii, and so we talked about it. It's like, really? You want to play Wii with me? Yeah, I want to play Wii with you. Well, let's get a Wii. And it was that just sudden discovery that both people wanted a Wii and just never really came out to the other and said it. So
now, when you say you want to play Wii, make sure you put the Wii in there. Do you want to play the Wii with me? Because when you say you want to play
Wii, there's playing Wii and then playing
Wii.
It
sounds like you're giving each other golden showers and shit when you talk about do you want to play Wii. As when you mention your wife in the same context as the word Wii, it's some weird images in there. But you want to get a Wii.
Yeah, we want to sit on the couch together and play Wii, and that's kind of fucking cool. So and she's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Do I want to play video games with my beautiful wife? No, I'd hate that. That's not every man's dream at all. No." So yeah, actually, I might even go out after we're done recording this and buy a Wii.
at 1 o'clock in the morning. Are you jonesing for a wee that much that you got to go out at 1 o'clock in the morning and get a wee?
Well, going out at 1 o'clock in the morning to do it means I don't have to deal with the daytime Walmart crowds.
Oh, wait, hold on. Well, I guess it depends on which Walmart you go to, because I used to think that way also. And I noticed that late at night, now maybe it's a part of town, but late at night when you go to certain Walmarts, the freaks come out at night. I mean, you get some just roguish, ghetto-ish, hillbilly-ass, red, white, and blue trash people that just walk all through there.
That is true. There is that. In fact, have you seen the people of Walmart.com? I'm not kidding.
As you can tell from my laughter, no. But
this is an awesome new site that all it is people who take photos of fucked up people they see in Walmart and send them in, and they post them. And it's a lot of fun because there are some jaw-dropping people at the Walmarts of America. And personally, I think there's nothing better than going people watching while buying a Wii.
Hold on. People of Walmart. I'm looking at this shit now, man. I'm about to go on here now. Oh, wait a minute. Why did it take me to Facebook? I went to People of Walmart. Okay, let's see. Peopleofwalmart.com.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
It's taking me everywhere but where
that's
I need
exactly
to fucking
what it's called. Peopleofwalmart.com.
Wait a minute. That's fucking me walking through there. Hey, wait a minute. No. And the funny thing is, I'm grinning. I'm looking at the camera and smiling. Hey. Now, the first thing that comes up is a woman with a baby in a cart, and this baby's got a fucking plastic bag over her head.
Yeah. And then look at the next one.
What, go fuck yourself?
It's an old woman with a go fuck yourself hat. And it gets really bad. I mean, there's some incredibly fucked up things at this. Me and my wife have been laughing at this site for days. It's literally our new schadenfreude internet adventure. It's just the people are so incredible, and oh wow, there's some I have not seen.
God damn, there's a guy right here wearing tight ass shorts, and they're so tight. These shorts are so tight that you can see his underwear, and his underwear is almost like a thong is crawling up his ass so much, and his underwear is printed with like a soccer ball pattern, and this is like some 50-year-old man too. God damn,
dude, wait till you get to the top of page 3.
There's a big ass woman talking about. I like it from. Oh my god, I like it from behind. There's a fat ass woman walking through here with a skirt riding up. She said the top of page 3 though.
Yeah, the top of page 3. Told you.
Hey, y'all, there's a girl, and the girl is kind of cute, too. And she looked like she's wearing
the kicker.
Look like she's wearing the colors.
She's not bad looking.
No, she's not bad looking at all. She looked like she's wearing. Look like she's a soccer fan. She's wearing the colors of. It looks like Italy, and printed in her crotch. And this is a fine looking girl too. Printed in her crotch area are Dickinson balls. It's printed on the cloth.
That image will haunt you tonight, Corey. That image is going to come back in your dreams.
No,
that woman is going to crawl on top of you, and you're going to feel the soft, gentle tickle of shaft and balls dragging up your leg.
Well, no, it's a print, man. I'm going to take this picture. I'm going to Photoshop that out. And you know what? I still take this girl. Sadly, this is the least shocking thing on here. This is kind of normal because it looks like she's in on the joke. Looks like, hey.
Yeah, well, she's got the thumbs up, and she's like fucking awesome. But
yeah, she's like, hey.
Then you move down to the one below, and it's like, oh my god.
There's a. I'm sorry, people.
I told you you'd love this site, dude. And this, we've actually devolved. We've gotten to the point to where we're talking about, we're on the internet talking about the internet. While everybody else is looking on, like, what the fuck you guys talking about?
Well, people will go and they'll look at this with us. People go look at this with us, enjoy this with us. In the middle of page 3 here, okay, I've heard of these guys with these sagging pants. I mean, I probably used to do that myself when I was a teenager, but fuck, man, there's a dude whose pants are sagging, like you see kids do these days, but the elastic around his waistline on the pants are so tight that when they hang around his legs, like they go past his ass. So they are squeezing so tight on his legs that his ass is sticking all the way out. And this
site has a number of people with baggy pants, like down around their ankles and such. There are some ridiculous things and then some crazy fucked up things. I've fallen in love with this site, and so I was like, you know what? This gives me an excuse to go to Walmart and buy a Wii at the same time. It's kind of fucking awesome.
Hey, looking at this kind of makes me want to go to Walmart at night and just hang out. That means this is where the meth addicts go. Now I see what happens.
You want to help me buy a Wii?
Okay, I don't want to go that far. Now, that sentence, I'll help you buy a Wii in the middle of Walmart at 1 o'clock in the morning with meth addicts walking around. It might,
you know what? That's exactly why I want to have a big black guy with me.
It might, and you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? It's going to be you and me on there next, holding a Wii box together, smiling and shit, and be like, how the fuck did we end up on here? Oh my God, people, I'm going to leave this alone, but you got to go to the bottom of page 4. On the bottom of page 4, there's a man who looks like his mullet and afro is so big that it looks like a fucking poodle fell asleep on his head. And he's sporting this shit with pride. I mean,
he's rocking it.
He is. He's looking off in the distance like, yeah, the 80s, man, ain't never going anywhere.
Yeah, see, you're going to get addicted to this site, man. I can tell. You're going to be checking this site every goddamn day now.
I already am addicted to this site. I wonder why these people don't have fucking lawsuits in them. I guess meth addicts can't afford lawyers, but
you can't sue somebody for taking your photo and putting it up. What you can do is demand that they take it down. And I guess, these people haven't seen themselves. I mean, come on. Look at some of these people. Do they look like they own computers or know how to operate one?
Oh, fuck, man. Hold on. I'm at the top of page 7. Tony the Tiger shops at Walmart, man. I knew it. And that fool is just strolling through, man. He's just chilling at Walmart late at night, just shopping, man. Seriously, people, there's a guy in a Tony the Tiger outfit just shopping like he's normal. Like everybody does this kind of shit. This is fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. So getting away from people of Walmart. That's my big thing this week. Is I've decided I'm finally going to get myself a Wii.
Oh man, maybe I do want to go to Walmart with you tonight. It's putting me in the mood.
Yeah, because you're like, man, meth addicts and crazies and freaks come out, and you're like, man, I kind of want to go see some freaks now.
Yeah. Because some of this stuff is just kind of endearing, man. I mean, really, you expect to see like the meth addicts and the women who try to dress sexy end up just looking horribly sluttish. I mean, not even sluttish in a good way, but like cellulite sticking out of like a thong.
Disturbingly sluttish.
Sluttish, yes. But I see some things on here that are kind of cute, man. It's kind of funny. Like Tony the Tiger. There's got a Tony the Tiger outfit, and right below that, there's a guy with all these balloons and Christmas balls attached to him. Now, the only disturbing thing is that there's a little boy right next to him, and that's kind of makes me nervous. But it's not all bad. Some of it's actually. Oh, somebody drove the Batmobile up here. Oh,
well,